Hello. So this is going to be a video discussing the new experimental patch that came out on today, which would be October 22nd, or on October 22nd, which is today. And there were hero changes for Brigitte, Baptiste, McCree, May, Symmetra, and Widow. So let's discuss them. And the first one we'll be discussing is Baptiste. And he had his primary fire recovery time reduced from 0.45 seconds to 0.38 seconds, so he will fire faster. The next change is that his primary fire bullet damage has been reduced from 25 to 24, so to balance out that damage change with his gun. So if I shoot one more bullet there, he will live, and on live he would have lived, just to give a comparison for that. So that's his primary fire changes, but that's not it. He has had his recovery time for his healing reduced from 0.8 or increased from 0.8 seconds to 0.9 seconds. So he will shoot his heal grenades slower, but his healing per nade has been increased from 50 to 60. So his nades fire slower, but they output a lot more healing. So might be hard to tell there, but I'm only doing this in the practice range. And the last change, and the biggest change for Baptiste, which I don't think anyone can argue, is that his window size has been increased from 5 meters to 9 meters. So yes, this is the size of it. It will last for a while, but that is just the preset I'm using, the same duration. So it's much bigger. It's, if you were to say like a Ryan shield would be like there, arguably. It is a full-on window now. Yeah, I'll get through all the changes, then I'll discuss what I think are the changes that affect much. So the next change is Brigitte, and this time she only has one change compared to her many she's had. Her health, as you can see in the bottom left, has been increased by 25. Her base health, her white health. So that will help with her survivability, as she's been nerfed into the ground, one would say, or I think many would say. The next change is McCree, who has his health increased by 25, so from 200 to 225, and that is a compromise between the times they've tried to increase his health to 250, and they are now doing 25 health increments, as you can see with this patch, and that's not the only heroes that have had their health increased by 25. He's also had his reload time increased from 1.5 to 1.2 seconds, so 0.3 seconds shorter of reload. This will help his damage output, as they recently nerfed how fast he fires. So yeah, that's it for McCree. Next change would be May, and I will fire to 60 ammo, and I will do that because when I go into cryo, my ammo is going up, and cryo lasts for 4 seconds, and I have 60 more ammo. So the change is, for every second you are now in cryo, your ammo will go up by 15 per second. So if you're in your full cryo length, you will be gaining 60 ammo. So yeah, this is really to help with the ammo change he's had before a few months ago, and help her gain some of her power she lost back. And she's also had her wall cooldown decreased from 13 seconds to 12 seconds. It does not want to show here, but just because of the preset, but the wall cooldown has been decreased from 13 to 12 seconds. The next change is Symmetra, who does not change much. She has her shields, her blue health increased by 25. That is it. And the last change is Widowmaker, who has had a few changes recently to her sniper, and this time she has her health decreased by 25, so she now is the only hero in the game with 175 HP, and the third hero to be under 200 HP, along with Tracer and maybe Diva at 150. So, what changes matter? What changes don't matter is the first question, though. Symmetra doesn't make a difference. She has her niche in the teleporter niche strategy surprise element. I don't think this will change much. I don't think her issues as a hero lie in that there's heroes that do her job better in the kind of close range combat, like you run a Torb, or you'd run a Reaper, or you'd run a Mei or a McCree, Junkrat, even a Doomfist. There's just heroes that do that better, and sometimes the TP is just not necessary, and sometimes it is, but when it is necessary, she will be picked. She's good on those control maps that are closed in, like Nepal Village and Lijiang Control Center, but I don't think much can really change about her effectiveness there. The Mei changes, I don't think affect too much. It will help her in terms of when she is picked. I don't think these changes help with her getting picked more necessarily, potentially, but I think this just helps when she is picked when the Rhine comps on those closed-in maps, and where the maps you can use the wall for the choke, which is where her effectiveness lies. So yeah, I don't think much changes there. The next change is McCree. This helps balance out some of the power fluctuations he's been going through with his rate of fire nerfed and his role changed, so he's become more mobile, and he's had his health increase, so I think that helps with him in terms of where he wants to be, a good middle ground between your average squishy and like a Reaper. So I think this will help with him being picked more, actually, and his reload time helps with his overall damage output. So I definitely think you can see McCree being picked in the Ryan compositions. I don't think he provides the long range damage that heroes like Ashe and Widow provide, but I think in the closer range comps, like the Reinhardt comps, I think you could see him getting picked again as he was falling short to Reaper, and he's a good Reaper counter as flashbang. So I definitely think you could see McCree being picked, maybe with Mei, because that was a popular combo early in the year. We'll move on to Widowmaker next. This change, I don't think it will hurt her too bad. This will hurt her effectiveness to go on hard flanks, as she will be much easier poked down, and her survivability without her team will hurt a lot. And I think the hard flanks that you can go for with 175 HP are very much dwindled down, so you have to play careful and have an escape route even more so. That is emphasized by playing Widow now, this change, if it does go through. And the last changes are the support changes. The Baptiste changes, I don't think I don't know if his damage or healing per second changes. I think it's just a change in the way that it's put out. For the healing grenade, it's just boomf, 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 like it's more, it's a one funny moment in the video, of course. It's more so more power and less quality over quantity, and his damage is more quality over quality. So yeah, I think this is a good change to Baptiste. I think it will make him feel more powerful overall. I don't think the one damage affects too much. It only affects a bullet for squishies, so it shouldn't affect too much. And I think you could see him change in the current meta, actually, because of this damage, and especially the window size is very big. And I think in the current meta, where a lot of snipers are used, and the with like the Ashes and the Widows and the tank lines of like the Hog and the Sigma can greatly be affected from the window. So I think that window size is going to help a lot. You can may see him compete for the flex support spot with Zenyatta or Ana is what I think. And the last change is Brigitte. One thing I'd like to note is that although Brig is not the most popular hero at all, just because a hero is unpopular doesn't mean that they can't be buffed. You can't just leave an unpopular hero by the wayside. That's not how that works. And this is not even that much of a buff. It's 25 HP, but as Brig is a very careful character and she needs to be treated gently with how she's balanced, I think this could have an impact in terms of her play rate of practically 0. It feels like at times. I think she's very strong with the long range healing she provides with armor packs to flankers, and if flankers decide to become really powerful, then Brigitte will become more powerful herself as her effectiveness rises and she gets more value. But yeah, I don't know if this is not a change. I don't think that will make her see the astronomically high play rate she's seen before. So trying to find a good middle ground with this hero. So let me know what you think from the changes. Personally, I am curious to see the Baptiste out there with the window. I think that's going to be funny with the size of the window. Let me know what your favorite change is. Let me know if you like these changes. Let me know if you don't. What do you want to see next? Just talk to me. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you for the next video.